Life's too short. Be bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living.
Hi everyone, this is Gayle and welcome to my channel. We're going to be talking about some Valentine's Day date ideas that feel meaningful, and they don't have to cost a lot to feel meaningful. It's always the thought behind them. And the worst thing that you can do, of course, for Valentine's Day is skip it. You don't want to just, if you're in a relationship, you just don't want to pretend that Valentine's Day doesn't exist. You got to do something. But what do you do if you're on a budget or you're broke? What kind of cheap Valentine's Day date ideas are there that actually feel special? That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you have not subscribed, I would like to invite you to do so. And if you have subscribed, welcome back. Thank you for being part of this Bodacious channel. So my name is Gayle, and on this channel, Be Bodacious means you're not going to let life get in the way of living. And that includes, working with what you've got. So we're going to be talking about some of that. Let me just get back over here. All right. So my husband could not be here tonight, but he and I have talked and put together a list of things and some things that we have done in the past that help make Valentine's Day feel meaningful, feel special, but even when we weren't necessarily in the best financial situation, or we were crunched for time and so forth. So we're going to talk about that. And as you have your ideas, I want to invite you to toss them in the chat. Okay, put them down there so we can share the ideas with each other and we can learn from each other. Okay, so having said that, we're going to talk about some cheap and simple date ideas. See, I got a list here. And we're going to talk about staying in and low-key going out options, and easy ways to make the date and even the day just feel intentional. Dog-friendly date ideas. Hello, service dog folks that come in and listen. It's dog-friendly date ideas. We're going to be talking about some of those, and just how to keep Valentine's Day realistic and what that might look like for each person, because it doesn't have to cost a lot to be meaningful. So these are all simple, low-cost Valentine's Day ideas, and thoughtful fun without spending big, because you don't want to break the bank on Valentine's Day. If you break the bank, you got one of two things going on. Either you're going to feel guilty because you're struggling to feel stressed because you're struggling to keep up, or if you're the other partner, you might feel guilty because the person spent so much money, or you're going to be with somebody who feels like you owe it to them and they deserve it, which is fine, but that can also be a red flag that we're not going to talk about tonight. So we're just going to talk about Valentine's Day without spending big. So no breaking the bank. So that said, if you're here on the replay, I want to know your thoughts again as we go through. So, cheap and simple Valentine's Day date ideas. What do you all think that some of these might be? And I want to define this as dates that are less than $50. Okay, can we keep it to less than that? I think we can and still have a good time, right? So one thing can be go get coffee or make it at home and take a stroll through a park. Other than parking and the cost of the coffee, it doesn't get much cheaper than that. But here's the thing. So many places still have their winter lights up, that walking through a park in the evening with your coffee or your hot chocolate and your sweetie, it just helps make it more special. So that, I think, is a great way to have just a really inexpensive date. And if you want to make it more elaborate, you can go out later for ice cream or an inexpensive dinner. and just make it special by making it intentional. It's the part that makes Valentine's Day is the intentional part. So that's one simple and cheap date idea for Valentine's Day. That's the park. But what else? Well, if you've got a girl or a guy that likes to go fishing, grab your fishing poles and head for the pond. You can do that. I know in lots of places it's cold, but I also know that ice fishing is a thing. Just don't put yourselves in danger, okay? Another date idea that you might want to consider, of course, is a matinee movie, if you can work that into your schedules. And the other thing I want you to hear is that Valentine's Day doesn't always have to happen on Valentine's Day, as long as the two of you all agree, okay? It can be on another day if you talk about it ahead of time and agree to it. But don't think you're off the hook for not doing something, okay? You still have to do something for Valentine's Day. That's Gayle's rule. Another low-cost option is to go have a picnic in your car if you're in a cold area, or out in the park. Pick some place that has a nice view or is meaningful to you. Go out and explore. Take a hike on the hiking trail. I've got that down. So all of those are inexpensive. So easy ways that you can make the date feel intentional. Now, how can you do this? How can you make a date feel intentional? Take the other person's thoughts and feelings into consideration. Do you know how many people don't do that? I mean, are you kidding me? So think about it from the other person's perspective. What might be something that they would want to do that would help make the day feel intentional to them? Don't just think about it from your perspective. You know, if you love to go rollerblading and you want to do that on a date and she hates it, might not be the time to go, okay? So make it all about the other person if you're the one planning the date. That's really the biggest thing that I can suggest. Hey, we've got a couple of people watching. Hi, dive on in. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, dog-friendly date ideas. Who's got a dog? Yay, who's got two? Yay. Yeah. One of them sitting back here behind me. Can you see him? Probably not. Hello. That would be Sir Fluffy. And thinking of Sir Fluffy makes me think of dog-friendly date ideas. Now, it is wide open at this point. Hey, we got Valerie Reese in the house. Hi, Valerie. Valerie, I just talked about a date idea a minute ago that I know you're going to approve of, and that's going fishing. Grabbing the poles and going out on the lake or the pond and going fishing if you've got somebody in your life that likes to fish. Take a picnic and go have fun. So dog-friendly date ideas, okay? Work with me here. Don't panic. There's actually a lot of dog-friendly date ideas. Go for a hike on a trail that's dog-friendly. They exist, so go there. A lot of places will let you have something on their patio. So dinner, dessert, even an appetizer that you share, and your dog can be on the patio with you. Just check with the restaurant and make sure if there's any restrictions, because you'll need to know about those in advance. But most all of the restaurants will let you take your dog out on the patio. Going fishing is another dog-friendly activity. Going and walking on any of the urban trails that you may have in your area, or walking downtown on the sidewalk, holding hands and holding the leash. You know, those are a good dog-friendly date idea. My husband came up with the idea of going to Starbucks and getting a PUP cup. we don't want to say it too loudly. And a coffee, and then head on over to your pet store. I don't want to say this too loudly because I'll have both dogs thinking that we're going to go. So get your coffee and go to your favorite pet store. Let them sniff around, let them pick something out, and then go have fun with it. And Valerie says, LOL, our lake is frozen over with about 7 inches of ice, and I'm not going out in the cold. Valerie, I hear you. Fortunately, though, not every place is iced over. There are some warm areas in the country, and in some countries, there's ice fishing. So if you happen to be in those areas, but do not risk falling in or getting hurt. Only do that if it's safe. Okay. So, dog-friendly date ideas. Another dog-friendly date idea, which I think would be really cute, is to dress your dog up and go take pictures. Grab your cell phone, grab a selfie stick, borrow a selfie stick, and then just go to different places in your city and take pictures of you all with your dog. That's a fun thing. Oh, also, sorry, I missed one on going back up to the Valentine's Day date ideas. Make a scavenger hunt. Make a list of places that you have been on other dates and make it a scavenger hunt. Go different places and take your photos at each of the spots and put it together in a nice little scrapbook for later. Those are really fun. Take advantage of outdoor art displays in your town or city. Not only are those often dog friendly, but they're just fun. Let's see. Valerie says she's going to be staying inside. She has a sinus procedure tomorrow. Valerie, I am praying for you on that procedure. So post something on Facebook to let us know how you're doing, please, because I want God to bring you through that with a minimal amount of pain and a maximum amount of healing. Okay. And I think the biggest thing too is to just keep Valentine's Day realistic. What does it look like for you? And so what I mean by that is what is going to fit into your time schedule and what is going to fit into your budget, and take that into consideration. But you want to do something. So, we talked about, we were going to talk about staying in versus going out. Some little things that you can do about staying in. I got to change pages for this one. Leaving little notes around saying, I love you. You're the greatest. I love you. Thank you for loving me back. Things like that. Put those around the house. And if you tell me that you can't come up with something to put on a card or on note cards, I've got the answer for you. Hit ChatGPT or some kind of online program and type it in and take those prompts and make them your own. Rewrite them, use them as suggestions, get the creative juices flowing. And before you know, you'll have enough for 5 or 6 or 10 cards that you can leave around. Some great ways to say I love you is to go vacuum out the car or go wash the car or do some kind of chore that the other person often does. And that can lead into staying in. Do that before Valentine's Day, okay? Before, not Valentine's Day itself. And then plan your evening. So if you're going to stay home, think about what's meaningful for you. And maybe even think back to some of your earlier dates. So if you're a homebody person and staying home means pizza and soda because that's what you did on one of your earlier dates, then that might be a fun thing to do for Valentine's Day. You can put a little note on the other person's chair or seat or glass and just kind of make it peppy and just kind of fun when you order the pizza or Chinese takeout, whatever it looks like for you. If you're a person who likes to cook, then cook. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to cook the full meal if you don't have the time or inclination. Just cook something and then get something to supplement it. So go by Costco, go by Sam's, go by the grocery store and pick up something that you like that all you have to do is pop in the oven. And then whatever you make will supplement that. So let's say you go and you pick up a pan of chicken Alfredo and throw that in the oven, and then you make a nice pretty salad while that's cooking. Set the table, put a candle on the table. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Throw a tablecloth on it. If you don't have a tablecloth, you can throw a sheet on it. You can purchase a disposable tablecloth at one of the dollar stores and just fix it pretty. Put a candle on it or a few candles if you've got them, and fix the plates nice on the table, anywhere from from formal to on up to casual, whatever fits your style. Okay. Whoops. I need to adjust this a little bit, I think. Okay. But it's whatever fits your style. So, hey, Todd's Oz here. Hey, Todd, how are you? How are you? I hope things are going well for you. Says, hi, Gayle and Valerie. I am watching the game, but want to support. I'll be here. It may be silent. Thank you. I understand that. I hope whichever team that you're rooting for, I hope they do well. I do too. I do too, Tom. I will second that. And hopefully she'll put a note up on Facebook to let us know how she's doing. So those are a few things, especially on dining at home. Make it pretty. And you can go out and you can buy a flower or two. You don't have to have a whole bouquet for it to be meaningful. A simple rose or a simple carnation, and you put it in a vase or in a glass. It's the thought, okay? The thought. That's what you need. So anything like that you can think about that the other person might like, small to large. And of course, gifts, if you want to do gifts, they can range from small to expensive, as long as they're meaningful. Okay? So the worst thing, I think, and you all who are listening, if you want to pop in and give me your opinion, I think that one of the worst things you can do is look at it only from your own perspective of what you want to do and what matters to you, and just ordering something random that you're not sure the other person's going to like just because it means they have a Valentine's Day gift. I mean, I would personally rather have a Snickers bar and a card with a bow on it than to have something that's $40 or $50 from Amazon that I really am not going to like. What do you all think? Oh, and Valerie's doing a premiere on Tuesday night, which she hopes to be able to be in the chat and give an update. That'll be an update on her procedure there. Okay. Going out, you can still, get a flower, get a corsage. Just, what are you doing? Okay, that thunk was Sir Fluffy and Pipsy knocking something over. I have no idea what, but yeah, what did you do? Oh, okay, it's all right. He's bringing me a towel, so they knocked over the laundry basket. And now what do we have? We have a toy. Yes, you can go to the dog toy store. Okay, yes. We have him behind me. So those things, I mean, even if you're going to a restaurant, you can get a small little gift and just make that a little bit more special. Because on Valentine's Day, I'm just coming at it from a woman's perspective. We just want to feel valued. So a card, a little gift, it doesn't have to be anything big. But hey, if you want it to be big, if you can afford a brand new car, go do that. But something, just something to make us feel thought about, make us feel considered. A box of her favorite tea, a box of, package of her favorite chocolate, just some things like that. And you can do that at home or at the store. At a restaurant. Let's see. Todd is saying, let me pull that up here on the screen. When we were dating, my future wife left a bag of Valentine's items at the front gate of a very remote work location she knew I would be checking that day. Aw. And he says, talk about a real surprise. She did special things like that. Oh, I just love that. Her Valentine's gift that year was a Great Dane, a real one. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. See, and that's another great gift idea for dog lovers. So there you go. I like that. Okay. I don't like that my laundry's being thrown all over the floor. There went Pipsy. You gotta love them. What can I say? But I like that, really like that idea. And of course, in places where it's allowed, you can take a gift to work. Go by the dollar store, get a couple of balloons, put it on a pretty mug or a bar of chocolate or a bear, a stuffed animal, and then take it to them at work. Those are all great ideas. And Valerie Reeves has put a heart on that. That's awesome. So, okay, so this isn't going to be a really long live stream. I just wanted to pop on and share some of these ideas that we had with you. Now, after Valentine's Day, okay, this is the 8th, so we don't have a lot of time, but after Valentine's Day, I really want to hear from some of you all and hear how your dates went. I'm looking forward to that. So next week will be, of course, February the 15th, and that'll be a great time to talk about it. But of course, if you've expanded Valentine's Day to the whole weekend, why, just fill us in later. All right. Okay, you all, thanks for watching. Valerie, we're going to be praying for you. So may God bless you. May you have the healing and the freedom from pain that you need. Okay, may He bless you with that. And you all always go out and be bodacious. Always go out and be bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next week. Goodbye.